This is your room. Look at it. So clean, so pure. A little baby room that's never done anything wrong. And this is your room 4 days later. You did not do anything. You just existed near it, and it fell apart anyway. Here's the thing nobody tells you. This is not a you problem. This is a physics problem. There's a literal law of the universe whose entire job is to make your room messy, and it never loses. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. Great name. Sounds like a tax form. Let's never say it again. We're going to call it entropy. And entropy is basically a fancy word for mess. Not just, mess. A specific, mathematical, unstoppable kind of mess. Here's the whole idea. The universe is lazy, and it counts. Watch. There is basically one way for your room to be perfectly clean. Everything in its exact spot. One arrangement. But how many ways are there for your room to be a disaster? Sock here, sock there, cup under the bed, mysterious crunchy thing in the corner you refuse to investigate. A bajillion. That's the technical term. So if you just shuffle stuff around at random, which is what life does, you're almost never going to randomly land on one clean version. You're going to land on one of the bajillion messy ones. Every single time. That's entropy. It's not magic, it's just odds. Mess is more likely than clean because there are way more ways to be messy. The universe isn't evil, it's just playing the numbers, and the numbers hate you. Okay, but it's not just your room. This is everywhere. Let's do coffee. Hot coffee in a cold room? What happens? It goes lukewarm. Sad. Room temperature. The dream dies. The heat spreads out. It leaves the coffee and just kind of wanders off into the room. Why? Because, say it with me, there are way more ways for your heat to be spread out everywhere than crammed into one little cup. Now, here's the part that should freak you out a little. Have you ever seen the opposite? Have you ever set a cold coffee in a warm room and watched it suddenly go, you know what? I'm going to steal all the heat from this room, get scalding hot, and freeze the room solid. No, never. It would not break any other law of physics. The energy would all add up fine. It's just so unbelievably unlikely that the universe basically files it under lol no. Same reason a broken cup never unbreaks. The reverse looks totally normal in your head, right? Pieces fly up, snap together, cup's fine. Physics has no problem with the energy, it just has a problem with the odds. There's one way for that cup to be whole, and a bajillion ways for it to be little sad triangles on the floor. Alright, deep breath, because this next bit is the coolest thing I know, and I'm going to ruin it by drawing it badly. Here's a fact that messed me up the first time I heard it. Almost every law in physics works exactly the same forwards and backwards in time. Two balls bounce off each other. Play that backwards, looks totally fine. A planet orbits the sun. Backwards, still fine, just spinning the other way. If I showed you those in reverse, you couldn't even tell. Physics genuinely does not care which direction time is going. So here's the question that should keep you up tonight. If physics doesn't care about the direction of time, why does time so obviously have a direction? Why is there a past and a future? Why can you remember breakfast but not dinner? And the best answer we've got, the only really good answer, is entropy. Think about it. The cup shattered looks normal. The cup unshattering looks wrong. The coffee cooling looks normal. The coffee uncooling looks insane. The only way you can tell a video is playing backwards is by spotting mess turning back into order. That's it. That's the difference between the past and the future. The past is just the direction where things were more organized. The future is the direction where everything's more spread out and mixed up. Time isn't a clock. Time is a pile of stuff slowly falling apart. And we're calling that forward. The reason you can't unbreak the cup is the same reason you can't go back in time. It's the same law. That's not a metaphor, that's just true. I think that's the coolest sentence in all of science, and I will not be taking questions. So, if entropy only goes up and mess only spreads out, where does it end? Well, let's fast forward. Way forward. Like all the way. Eventually, trillions and trillions of years from now, everything finishes spreading out. All the heat, all the energy, perfectly, evenly smeared across the entire universe. No hot, no cold, no cup, no coffee, just lukewarm everything, forever. Scientists call it the heat death of the universe, which is the most metal name for the most boring possible ending. Not a bang, not an explosion, just the universe finally getting its room so messy that nothing interesting can ever happen again. Anyway, good news, because here's the actual takeaway, and I mean this. Every time you clean your room, you're temporarily fighting back against the single most powerful trend in the entire universe. You're not going to win. The mess will always come back. The universe is undefeated and it's trillions of years of patience. But for one beautiful afternoon, you can shove a little bit of order into a universe that desperately wants chaos. So, go clean your room. You're not fighting your mum, you're fighting the heat death of the universe. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. See you next time. Go drink your coffee before it spreads out.